Okay, you guys, so here I have a tall container of water. This is pretty big. You can use a regular drinking glass if you'd like. I have an egg, I have a spoon, and I have my bag of salt as well as a measuring spoon. Okay, so let's get started and see what I'm going to do. So I'm taking my egg and I'm going to drop it in my container of water. And we see that the egg sinks. So if you were thinking that the egg is heavier than the water, you were correct. We see that the egg sinks because the egg is actually heavier than the water. In other words, the egg is more dense than the water. The water is less dense. The water weighs less. Those are all ways to say the same thing. So now I'm going to take my salt. And I'm taking a tablespoon and I'm adding 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of salt. All right, now I'm taking my spoon and I'm gonna stir, stir, stir until the salt is completely dissolved. I used warmer water to help the salt dissolve. You can see it's all cloudy now because the salt has mixed in. Now I'm grabbing my egg and I'm gonna place it in the container again. Well, what happened, friends? It sunk. So, even after I added my salt, the egg is still heavier. The egg is still more dense than the salt water. Well, let's see. I'm going to add some more salt, and maybe I can change the result. So I'm adding 1 more tablespoon. So this is my 4th tablespoon. Oh, I'm adding 2 more. My 5th tablespoon. And now we're going to stir, stir, and stir it all up again. You can see I probably should have used a longer spoon. We're making sure that all of that salt is dissolved and mixed into the water. Now I'm going to go and place my egg in again. Now look at that, friends. It's moving around because the water is moving since I just stirred it. There's a little whirlpool going on. But the egg is no longer sinking. It's floating. It's not all the way at the surface of the water, it's a little bit below it, but it's floating. It's no longer sinking. The same exact egg, but we added more salt to the water. I had 5 tablespoons of salt in the water, and now I'm going and adding another one just to see if it changes. But see, since I added the salt, I made the water more dense. I made the water heavier or weigh more than the egg. So now the egg floats instead of sinking because the egg actually weighs less than the salt water. Or we can say the egg is now less dense than the salt water. So now it floats instead of sinking. Just because we added some salt water and we added some salt and we changed how much the water weighs. We changed the density of the water.